BTS drama heats up. Jungkook focuses on CK in LA, Taehyung really kicked out of HYBE? Hello everyone, welcome back my channel. Before we dive into the twists, subscribe and tap the notification bell and stay with me until the very end. Because trust me, by the time we're done, you'll see the BTS world in a way you never have before. What if I told you that the BTS world is heating up again, and this time, the drama feels almost impossible to ignore? Imagine this, while Jungkook is making headlines in Los Angeles, fully immersed in his Calvin Klein commitments, whispers begin to swirl about Taehyung facing something far more unsettling, a rumored fallout with HYBE that has left fans questioning if he's truly been pushed aside. Could this really be happening to the group that once seemed unshakable? The story begins with Jungkook. In early 2025, he was spotted in Los Angeles, his presence dominating the city's high fashion scene. Calvin Klein, the global brand that turned him into one of the most recognized male models in the world, had lined up a series of shoots, private events, and brand dinners. Fans saw pictures of him in sleek black outfits, staring straight into the camera with the effortless confidence that made him the perfect face of CK. He was in his element, carefree, bold, and untouchable. But as Jungkook's LA presence went viral, a very different conversation was unfolding online about his bandmate, Taehyung. While Jungkook's world was all flashing lights and luxury hotels, Taehyung's name began appearing in threads and posts carrying a much darker tone. The whispers were sharp and alarming. Did HYBE really sideline V? Is Taehyung being pushed out quietly? The catalyst for the rumors? A series of subtle, almost imperceptible shifts. Fans noticed that HYBE's official schedule seemed unusually quiet regarding Taehyung. A project he was rumored to have been heavily involved in went unmentioned in the company's press briefings. And then came the most chilling rumor of all, a claim circulating in fan communities that a high-level disagreement had taken place within HYBE, leaving Taehyung feeling isolated, maybe even betrayed. Could it really be that the soulful, charismatic member who brought so much warmth to BTS's stage had reached a breaking point with the company that raised him to global stardom? Or was this all just the internet spinning its own tale out of fragments and shadows? To answer that, we need to rewind the clock and step into the undercurrent of tension that has followed BTS since their transition into a new chapter after military enlistments and solo ventures. When a group of this magnitude begins exploring individual paths, history tells us that fault lines can appear. Even the most legendary groups, the Beatles, Destiny's Child, One Direction, faced periods where solo pursuits and corporate pressures threatened to pull the group apart. For BTS, those fault lines became visible in the smallest ways: differences in scheduling, changes in social media activity, and the eerie absence of certain members in group-related content. Fans who have followed them for over a decade have become expert detectives, piecing together timelines, spotting inconsistencies, and often predicting headlines before they happen. And then came the images that felt like they belonged in a movie. Jungkook in LA, bathed in neon lights, exuding confidence at Calvin Klein events. Taehyung, by contrast, was seen in brief, fleeting appearances in Seoul, often moving quietly, with a demeanor that fans described as distant. One clip that went viral showed him leaving a studio late at night, head down, baseball cap pulled low. There were no staff escorts, no flashing smiles, just a man walking into the darkness of the Seoul streets, as if he wanted to disappear. Social media erupted. Armies flooded timelines with questions. Why does this feel like Taehyung is being left behind? Where is HYBE's support for him? And then, the rumor that set the entire fandom ablaze, that Taehyung had clashed with internal management over a creative decision, and that his role in upcoming projects might have been quietly minimized. It was a claim without concrete evidence, but it carried the sting of possibility, because history has shown that the music industry is ruthless when creative visions collide with corporate interests. Could this be the hidden reason behind Taehyung's sudden retreat from the spotlight? Could the company that helped him soar also be the one clipping his wings? Meanwhile, Jungkook's LA chapter seemed almost symbolic. While one member thrived under the flashing lights of American media, another seemed to be walking through shadows back home. The split imagery was cinematic. two parallel stories unfolding under the same global brand, but with very different tones. And then came the whisper of a phrase that froze ARMY hearts: kicked out. The words appeared in fan translations and speculative threads, suggesting that Taehyung might be facing a level of exclusion from HYBE that was unprecedented. Of course, the truth is always more complicated than rumors, but the question had already taken root in the minds of millions: could HYBE ever truly sideline a member as beloved as V? The truth behind this tension, and the real story of what Jungkook and Taehyung are facing, goes deeper than what the internet sees. It's a story of ambition, loyalty, and the invisible pressure that comes when global stardom collides with human vulnerability. And as the whispers grow louder, one can't help but wonder, is this the beginning of a new chapter in BTS history, or the spark of a storm that could shake the group's foundation? Because just when fans thought they had seen it all, the next revelation sent the internet into absolute overdrive. The internet didn't just stop at speculation, it exploded. Threads dissecting every frame of Taehyung's recent appearances flooded Twitter and Weverse. Fans noticed that during one live stream, he hesitated before answering a question about upcoming schedules, glancing briefly off camera as if considering what he could safely say. That single moment was clipped, replayed, and slowed down, spawning countless captions like "he looks worried" and "V knows something he can't tell us." Meanwhile, Jungkook's LA chapter grew more extravagant. He was photographed stepping out of a black SUV on Melrose Avenue, dressed in a sharp all-black Calvin Klein fit, sunglasses reflecting the California sun. Media headlines couldn't get enough: Jungkook owns LA fashion scene and the golden magne is global luxury personified. The contrast was striking, almost cinematic, one member glowing under international spotlights, the other navigating shadows and unanswered questions in Seoul. This duality made Bang Si-hyuk's rumored response even more chilling. According to insider whispers circulating in fan circles, HYBE executives were fully aware of the online storms surrounding Taehyung. But instead of rushing to clarify, they stayed silent. Some saw this as strategy, letting the rumors. ARMY, what do you believe? Are we witnessing the natural evolution of global icons carving their own paths, or is this the start of a storm that could test BTS like never before? Comment your thoughts below, because this conversation is far from over. And if you want to stay ahead of every twist in the BTS story, every silent gesture, every hidden message, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Because the story of Jungkook, Taehyung, and HYBE is still being written.